everybody. Hello and welcome to the 10K Project. We are the largest community of Black investors who actively fund Black-owned businesses. And the concept is if 10,000 of us came together and, for example, each of us just put in $100, that is $1 million. We can start funding our own businesses. We can profit from our own innovation. We can create jobs in the community, and we can work together to build Black wealth. I am Cherie Warwick, the10kproject.com, and I am your host for the evening, here to talk about how the rich invest. So if you see me, YouTube and Facebook and all other places, if you see me looking this way, it is because I want to say hello to the Instagram family. So hey, Instagram. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how the rich invest. Tonight's session is going to be super short. But I wanted to come on here just to share a little bit of information with you with regards to this. So I'm going to pull up my screen here, and we are going to have a good time tonight. Okay, so how do the rich invest? This was something that was sent to me. Instagram, unfortunately, you're not able to see this, but that's okay. So you'll come over to YouTube, Black 10K Project. That's the best place to see this information, Instagram. Okay, so for everybody else here in Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So you can see on the screen here about asset allocation of family offices. Family offices are some of the wealthiest families that are out there. They usually have over $5 million of investable assets. And this was sent to me. And one of the things we look at with regards to the allocation, how these companies actually allocate their funds, or sorry, how these families allocate their funds, we see that, for example, 25% of their assets are in public equities. That's like the Nike stocks, Home Depot stocks, etc. It's stuff that's actually on the stock exchange right now. 27% is in real estate. So that could be all sorts of real estate that is out there. 13% are in cash. You can see that. And 22% is in something called private equity. So tonight I just want to drill down a little bit more into the private equity piece and talk about what private equity is and how you, as a regular everyday person who is, they call it Henry, high earning, not rich yet, how you can start investing like this too. So first of all, I'm not a financial advisor. You do want to take the information today that we are sharing is informational, and talk with your financial advisor, lawyer, and any other specialist that you have with you, so that you are able to better understand this information for your personal situation. But what's private equity? Okay, so private equity is when people invest in companies that are not on the stock exchange yet. They're not public stocks. So in other words, investing in startups, investing in high growing companies, etc. So I bring this up here with regards to Snoop and Nas. In 2014, they invested in a company called Robinhood. Robinhood is a financial app. And they invested very early on into Robinhood. And long story short, in 2021, July 2021, Robinhood did an IPO. IPO stands for Initial Public Offering. Snoop bought in at 19.54 cents. And at the end of the day of their IPO, the shares were worth $34.82. Now, we don't know how much Snoop actually purchased of this stock, because that's not a part of the SEC documents. However, let's say he bought 100,000 shares. He bought it for $19,540. That means his shares today, or at least on IPO day, were worth $3.482 million. Again, he bought in at $19,540. His shares at the end of the IPO day were worth $3.4 million. This is how the rich get richer. because they, for the longest time, had access to investment and investment opportunities that we didn't have access to. But the question is, what if we did have access to those types of investment opportunities? And what if we, the people, could participate in the upside of these companies that are starting up and growing? Well, if you are interested in that, you're in the right place, because in 2012, there was a legislation that was signed called the Jobs Act of 2012, and it allowed um, regular, everyday people like you and I to begin to invest in these types of companies. Before 2012, we had to be something called an accredited investor in order to do it. But now we can be unaccredited investors and get into a lot of these types of opportunities and start building a portfolio with regards to that. So also, our entrepreneurs are able to are able to raise money this way as well. They're able to raise money from the community. So the Jobs Act of 2012 did something, or allowed for something called crowdfunding, more importantly, equity crowdfunding, where our businesses are able to come to us as a people and say, hey, I want to raise money from the community. And again, if 10,000 of us put in just $100 each into a business, that's $1 million. We can fund our own companies. We can profit from our own innovation. We can create jobs that are needed in the community, and we can work together to build Black wealth. So a couple of interesting things about equity crowdfunding and being able to invest in like the rich with regards to this. Number one is this is governed by the Securities and Exchange Commission and FINRA. FINRA stands for the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. So there is a layer of protection with this type of investing that we're able to do. Entrepreneurs can raise anywhere from $10,000 to $5 million through this process. They must be on a registered equity crowdfunding portal in order to do it. At the 10K Project, we focus on Black entrepreneurs that are raising money through this process and through this law. So what we have is every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we bring on a Black entrepreneur that is raising capital through this method. It is called a bet on Black pitch. Somebody said it's like Black Shark Tank. We say it's a lot more than Black Shark Tank, but that's a baseline to understand what we are doing. So what happens on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. is the community gets together and we hear from a Black entrepreneur that is raising money this way. And then the investors, meaning the community or prospective investors, get to ask that entrepreneur questions. They get to ask about, their future plans, how much money they're raising, what are they going to do with it, with the money. They get to ask who's on their team, all sorts of questions. And then investors, i.e. the community, gets to do something called due diligence, which is a fancy term for research on the company. So everyone does their own research. This is not groupthink. And then each individual investor gets to decide if they want to invest in that company in exchange for shares or partial ownership of that company. And if the company makes it big, then the investors in that company get to win. If not, investors only lose what they put into the company. So this is a great way for us to mimic some of the investment options that the rich have had for centuries. At the 10K Project, we are building an ecosystem that is Black Shark Tank meets Powernomics. So we talked about the Black Shark Tank. Let's talk about the Powernomics piece. We bring three groups of people together. The first are entrepreneurs that are raising anywhere from $10,000 to $5 million. $5 million is the legal limit right now that an entrepreneur can raise through equity crowdfunding. Okay. The second group of people we bring to the table are investors. So people who have $100 or more that want to invest in a business, you're able to do that through potentially the 10K project, right? So we're bringing that group of people together. And then the third group we're bringing together are experts. These are CPAs, attorneys, digital marketers, etc. Here's the deal. Let's say we raise $1 million for an entrepreneur. They're usually raising that money in order to do something with it. They're either going to hire people full-time, part-time, contract work, etc. What we wanted to do was have a way for the entrepreneurs to be able to offer these opportunities to other people in our community. So if the entrepreneur needs a CPA, for example, they're able to come into our expert directory, put in CPA or accountant, find the CPAs within our community, contact those individuals, and hopefully hire the person that works best for their business. This is why we say it's Black Shark Tank meets Powernomics, because we're able to fuse all three of these groups together in order to build Black wealth and build the Black economy. So we want to invite you to become a member, the10kproject.com. Right now we have 2 membership levels, the gold membership, where people can participate in the Bet on Black pitches, participate in the in the expert directory, and also get the wealth building replays. And we also have a platinum membership as well. If you are looking for custom financial planning for you and your family, you may want to take advantage of that. It's a one-time payment of $347. Plus, of course, you get to participate in the Bet on Black pitches, the expert directory, and we have all sorts of wealth building webinars that are part of our community as well. So with that, I want to say thank you to everybody who has been here. I literally just came on for a few minutes to talk about the 10K project, what we're doing, how the rich invest. And if you want to be a part of the 10K project, it's the10kproject.com. Thank you so much. And I will see all of you on Monday, if not sooner. Take care.